this is definitely one of the Christmas decorations or decor pieces that I've been really looking forward to making the most. Now, I've just used the larger one of those wooden blocks, which you may have seen in a previous video. And if you haven't seen it, I will link it below, because in that previous video, I showed you how I painted it. And I just use a matte chalk paint in white. Now, the previous piece I painted twice. This one I painted twice, and I actually sanded it down because the sides were rough. So I sanded the sides down and I wanted it a little bit wider, so I gave it a third coat. So this piece has actually had 3 coats of that matte chalk paint in white. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add, oh, I'm so excited, lovelies, some lovely red shimmer. Now, this one is in the Cricut and it is a permanent, so it doesn't matter whether you use removable, but I don't think they do removable in the shimmer actually. So anyway, it's the permanent one, and wait till you see what we're going to do, lovely. So I'm hoping you're going to be as excited as I am, because I need a little bit of excitement and a bit of happiness in my life at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some shimmer. Wait till you see what we're doing. Okay, let me move this block to the side. I'm going to move it up there for the moment. And once I start weeding, you will see, I will start with this piece. You will see what we've got planned, and I'm hoping you're as excited as I am. So just trying to work out whether to weed the top first. I think I might actually. What I mean by the top is this is going to be, yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to do it very slowly, lovelies, because I've got the top piece is just a straight line, but the bottom piece, as you can see, I've got some pine trees. Now, Juliet, it would be helpful if you had your glasses, wouldn't it? Absolutely. And I may have to stop and get that, lovelies, because it is always helpful if you've got your glasses on, isn't it? And why do I craft? Why do I sit down without it? It's just been one of those mornings, really. Let's just get that top piece off, and then I'll go and grab my glasses. Okay. Okay, lovely. So I've got my glasses on now so I can see. Alrighty. Now, I have had this little piece planned for, I want to say 2 weeks. And I have been absolutely dying to do it, because I think it's just going to be really lovely. Now, look, I know I'm in Australia and I'm not in a country that has a lovely snowy Christmas with beautiful cold weather. I mean, gosh, I just wish, to be honest, I'd love to escape right now to a lovely snowy country. I honestly couldn't care where. So if you've got any suggestions, pop them in the comments below where I can escape to for a lovely snowy Christmas, and just some lovely, just that nice sort of cozy, snuggly winter feel would be so lovely right now with a good book. Oh goodness, love it. Love it. So, okay, so what you can see here is I've got my dream of my lovely snowy peaks, or peaks, not peaks. It's not a mountain, but you know what I mean. My pine trees. Okay, so that is going on the top. Now, before, I think what I'll do is I'll weed out the other piece as well. Then we've got all the weeding done, even though I could weed all day. I love it, especially if it's been good, you know. The vinyl's been good, just like that one. That was amazing, actually. This one probably will be a little bit trickier because it is writing. And it is script, which is good, but it's a little bit finer actually than I thought it was going to be. But no, hang on, let me just get that little bit there. Just don't want it, don't want it to lift up my entire S, but it has. Hang on, that's all right. Oh no. Are you for real? That is torn. Okay, lovely. So, I had a bit of a battle, and what I had to do actually is I had to recut Christmas, because when I was weeding the Christmas, because as you might remember, it was all one piece of long vinyl, because I wanted it all cut in one piece so I could lay the words down nice and easily. But what happened was the H actually tore when I was weeding it, which is so frustrating because it's just such lovely vinyl and I hate to waste it. But anyway, so what I did was, to save the Mary, is I cut it off. And then what I did was I just went back into Cricut, because I saved my design, and recut out the word Christmas, so that I didn't have to recut out the whole thing again. I didn't want to have to do that, so because I just didn't want to have to waste the lovely little Mary bit. So in case you're wondering, hang on Gillette, what are you doing here? Why is this shorter than before? That's what's happened. So I had a bit of a battle, but that's okay. I have actually weeded out the Christmas, and it weeded out beautifully. So I'm just now coming to the Mary, and I'm hoping I don't have any problems here. I'm wondering if it's because I cut this out a couple of days ago. Like, do you think sometimes if you cut out your vinyl and you don't weed it straight away, do you think you have more trouble weeding it? Because I'm beginning to think maybe that's the case, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you've got some thoughts on vinyl that you've cut out. Hang on, what's happened there? Oh my God. Are you serious? The R has torn in Mary. Oh my goodness, now I'm going to have to cut out Mary again. Oh, look at that. Look at this, lovelies. This is exactly what happened to the H. And I don't want it to look like that on my piece because it's got a tear. Oh, it's not the day, is it? It's just not the day for it today, lovelies. Right, okay. I'll have to cut out Mary again. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, lovely. So as you saw, the R tore in the other one. So I have reprinted it. So I've recut it and I've weeded it. It did weed easier the second time. So I am wondering if it was tricky because I had cut that out maybe 2 days ago and it's been sitting rolled. I don't know. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Let me know what you think. Anyway, let's pop all the dramas aside and let's start by popping on. What I want to put on first is the pine trees. And I think even though this is a shimmer vinyl, like a Cricut shimmer permanent vinyl, and you're normally meant to use the Cricut Strong Grip Transfer, okay? So when you're using a Cricut vinyl that's got like a shimmer in it, then you should use the Strong Grip Transfer tape. I'm going to try though and use just my like my low tack tape, which is just like, in Australia we call it masking tape, and I'm going to try and use that purely because what I'm putting it on here is it's a painted base and I just don't want it to peel the paint up. So let's see how we go there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to probably have to lay down a few pieces of this masking tape, which is fine because it's cheap as chips. Let me know. We say that in Australia, cheap as chips. Do you say that where you live? Like, is that a saying, cheap as chips, or is that just like an Australian saying? I'd love to know that. I love knowing little things like that. I'm really into sayings and words and learning where they come from and how they come about. Maybe I should have been like a linguist or something like that. I've certainly had many careers, but a linguist is not one of them. But I did look at it at one point because I really enjoyed, I studied Japanese for many years and I wanted to continue at university. But a few things changed and happened in my life, and it certainly didn't pan out that way. But anyway, yeah, so let me know, is that a saying where you live, or do you have another saying or about things that are cheap? Okay, so I've laid that down there, 2 pieces of the masking tape, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my Tech Wrap scraper. And if you're wondering why I'm not using the Cricut scraper, it's because, lovelies, I prefer the Tech Wrap one, and they are so much cheaper and better. I just find the Cricut scrapers are just thick and chunky, and you just don't get that same ability to sort of maneuver and add pressure like you do with the Tech Wrap. So that's my advice with the scrapers. You can also get the ones that have like the little foam on top, which I use when I've got really fine writing and I'm putting it onto maybe like a glass, and I just want to make sure that I'm just like extra gentle so I don't move the words around. But with this one, I'm actually being quite firm because I know that it is the glimmer. I think they call it, no, shimmer. They call it a shimmer, don't they? Cricut call it a shimmer. So I'm just being quite firm because I know that this is not necessarily the recommended way to remove it, but because we're putting it on a painted surface, actually that worked really well. Because we're putting it on the painted surface, I've had to just sort of disregard that Strong Grip Transfer. Okay, let's pop that out of the way. That came off really well, which is good considering all the trouble we had cutting out the words. We like it when something works the way we hope and planned. Okay, now, lovelies, I apologise in advance if my head gets in the way. I just want to make sure that this is going on straight. Now, I did cut it a little bit extra long just to make sure that, actually, I'm wondering what I might do is put it on. This might seem a little bit reverse, and it is. But what I want to do is put it on upside down because I want to make sure that the top is all red. Now, if I've got a little bit of overlap with the red up the top or on the edges. I will definitely on the edges, but if I've got a little bit of overlap up the top, I'm just going to use my True Control knife, my Cricut True Control knife, to trim it off. Okay, now what I'm going to do, just going to start from the middle. Yeah, I'll definitely have a little bit of overlap up the top, but that's okay. Actually not much, to be honest. Okay, so that looks like it's gone down well. We needed something lovelies to go our way today. Okay, now I'm just going to turn it on the side, and I'm just going to, I will use my scraper that doesn't have, I was going to get the one with the little fluffy end on it, but I don't think I will because this is a shimmer. And it is wood underneath, so it can withstand a bit of pressure. Okay, let's see now how we go. Now it's going to be just probably going to need to just get that edge bit started. Just need to hold down that bit because it's not, the edge is not stuck to anything because like I said, I did cut it a little bit longer. So I'm just going to hold that edge down as I pull it up. Hope you can see that. Because I didn't want to cut it short. Right, so I'm just putting a little bit of pressure there. And now I'm just going to slowly pull it up. And all I'm watching for is that the masking tape is not pulling at my paint. Now, if for some reason, when you're doing a craft like this, if you find that the masking tape does pull a little bit at your paint, just try and do like a spot repair. Do you know what I mean? So then that way you can fix it up if it needs to. Okay, and that is actually coming off really well, which is good because we didn't, like I said, we didn't use that strong grip. And it's coming up really well that I'm pulling it a bit faster. I'm just hoping, oh, I thought I might do that at the very end. Okay. Let's just see though, because I actually, great. Oh. Okay, oh, that's looking so good. Okay, what I'm just going to do now is just go along, lovelies, and just make sure it's all sitting down. Oh, that is looking so cute and completely festive. Now, let's just get that True Control knife. We just need to, really, it's just the edges that we need to cut off. Okay, so it's just the edges. It's just where I made it that little bit longer, just so that I wasn't short on the design. Here I was planning for a problem with it being short, which I knew it wouldn't be because I planned it not to be short, but the main issue was actually the words and not this part. Isn't that always the way? Okay, so what are you working on at the moment for crafts in your house? What sort of Christmas crafts are you working on? If you're not a cricketer, I also do other crafts. So don't think I just do Cricut crafts. I do lots of other crafts. I have done a lot of Cricut crafts on my channel so far, but I also do card making and sewing, and I've got some sewing plans coming up in the new year. I just thought I'd do a few Cricut crafts for Christmas, and I've got some card making coming up. I also recently made some Christmas tags. So if you've seen my last video, yes, my last video was Christmas tags. Okay, lovely. So I'm going to put the words there, and I'm hoping it just sort of gives a nice, yeah, lovely little Christmas background. Okay, so that's looking really good. What I'm going to do is I am going to continue using the masking tape, I think, because that worked really well with the top part. So I'm just going to use it for the words as well. And I will have to overlap it. So if you use any sort of transfer tape, whether it be the masking tape, Cricut transfer, or any transfer tape, if you've got a small amount and it's not big enough, and you've got like a little bit like that, see how that's not covered? All you need to do is make sure that you add another little bit, but you've got to make sure that you overlap it with the other bit of transfer tape so that it becomes one piece. If you don't overlap it, it won't pull up together, if that makes sense. So you can see here how I've overlapped it, okay? Now, where is... Okay, so this is going to look so gorgeous. I'm so glad I have persisted. I have never seen a pink shimmer. Gosh, they made a pink one. Do they have a pink one, lovelies? If Cricut have a pink shimmer, let me know below, because I haven't seen it here in Australia. I don't think we get all the sort of colours and things in Australia, because I know Cricut is made in America and we don't always get everything here, which is a real pain. Okay, so I'm just going to try and, because obviously this is not going down as I had hoped in one go, I just want to sort of try and get a feeling for the spacing. Okay. So sometimes you've just got to, no, that needs to go down. Sometimes you've just got to, when things don't go to plan, which is quite often the way, you just need to sort of improvise. Okay. Now I've just pushed that down with my hand, but I am going to just gently, because it is thinner than the top part, you know, it's a little bit more delicate, as we know when we tried to weed it out. I don't want to damage it. Okay, let's just see how we go. That's good. Actually, it has laid down really quite easily, considering we're not using that strong grip. So there you go. If you run out of strong grip and you need to do a project like this, you know, your masking tape or whatever you've got at home, it seems to have gone down quite well, actually. So I'm just going to pop that up here. Now let's do the Christmas part, because it's a lovely big long word. And in actually talking about Christmas and the new year and things like that, in the new year, I have got, oh, I only need one piece of tape for that. Perfect. In the new year, I have got planned some sewing projects. So I'm going to make a book sleeve. So if you are a reader and you're looking at making, or you'd like to know how to make your own book sleeve, I'm going to actually load up a pattern that I drafted myself for. I'll give you all the measurements and things so you can make it yourself. And also I'm going to get back into some clothes as well. So I'm going to look at some sewing for clothes. But if you are a sewer, let me know below what you'd like to see or what you like to sew. I have in the past sewn clothes for my children, clothes for myself, but it has been such a long time, to be honest. It really has. But I just have so many patterns in mind that I would like to make. So, and I'd like to make them with you in the future. So let me know if there's anything that you'd like to see sewing related or just craft related in general on the channel, because I love trying new crafts. And I am someone that does dabble in lots of different crafts as well. I also like to paint too, so let me know if you'd like to see something like that. I want to keep it interesting for everyone and not just do the same thing over and over. Oh, I'm loving this masking tape. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, let's get the Christmas down. And sorry again about my heads, but my head. Oh goodness, sorry about my heads, Juliet. Oh gosh. It's been one of those mornings really, hasn't it? Let me know if you've ever wanted a warm, sunny, extraordinarily hot, sweaty Christmas is what we get. However, I'm very lucky. I do have air conditioning, so I don't suffer like I used to as a child and as an adult in my 20s. I do have the pleasure of having air conditioning. So, but it's just not the same, is it? You know, it's not the same as sort of, I imagine sitting by a fire and looking outside, seeing the snow fall. And, you know, I think the snow just adds to that magic of Christmas. And I just think, yeah, it'd be lovely. I really would like to experience that with my kids, especially while they're younger. They're 12 and 9 at the moment, so I'd like to sort of do that before they, you know, they grow up too much. Oh, look, we've finished, lovelies, and I am actually really happy with how that turned out. Even though I didn't get to lay the Merry Christmas in one go, I think it looks pretty straight. I think it's pretty good. Look, you've got to give yourself a little bit of grace, don't you? So, anyway, we got there in the end. I'm just going to go along and just push it down. Now, so just remember with vinyl, once it's down and you sort of let it sit for, you know, a couple of days, it'll just stay there. That's fine. And then once Christmas is over, I can pack it up and put it away for next year. And then I've got another beautiful sign again. I'm actually going to pop this downstairs today to cheer me up. So, what do you think? Are you going to recreate something like that? If you would like to know how I did that in more detail, just let me know in the comments below. And I can let you know how I did that. And then obviously the words was just a font in Cricut Design Space. Okay, lovelies, let's move on to the next craft and keep moving with our Christmas theme. Okay, let's go. Okay, lovelies, in our next craft, I'm going to use a shadow box. Now, I got this from my local craft store, which is Spotlight. I did a recent shop there in a video, and I picked this up probably, I want to say at the beginning of the year. They're not very expensive, but you can get shadow boxes everywhere, I believe. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm actually making this for a friend. So she is having problems with keeping her Christmas decorations up because she's got a little cat that likes to jump and land in the tree, which I might add is causing problems with her decorations. So I just want to make sure I get that little bit of fluff up because I did clean it. I did clean the glass with rubbing alcohol and a wipe inside and outside before. But what I want to do is I'm going to add a little bit of, you know, your faux snow. Now, I used this previously on another Christmas decoration video, which was probably about, I'd say about a week ago. I can link that one below, but I used it for baubles, and I had some left over, and I actually went and bought some more because I just think it's lovely for Christmas time with your decorations. So I'm just going to see if this amount will fill it for me, because what I want to do, oh gosh, definitely. Okay, for some reason I thought I'd have to open the other packet, but this is definitely going to fill it. Oh, okay. Here I was thinking I'd have to get some more, but it's almost a little bit too much. But I'm not going to worry about taking out the little extra bits, because what I'd rather do, what I want to do is to have it so it's like a snowy background, and I didn't want any pieces or any parts to be hollow or missing that faux snow. Now, so that she doesn't absolutely get a complete and utter fright, I'm just going to pop in, if she ever opens the back, I'm going to pop in just some cardstock. That's lovely white cardstock, actually, by the way. I use it for my cards. But I did make it white just in case the faux snow moves and you can see through the back. I still want it to be white. I don't, otherwise she'd see through and she'd see this brown. And I don't want her to see through and see that brown. So that's why I've added that white cardstock. And I'm going to pop that back on the back. Fold it down. Now, I just used an old knife. This is so old. I don't know where it came from. I think it might have been one of my mother-in-law's. And just because those little things are really hard to move with your fingers. Oh, that looks so cute. Okay. All right. So it's definitely snowy. It looks like a massive snowstorm. Perfect. Okay. Now, let's go. All right, that's still clean. That's fine. I'm happy with that because I did wipe it down before we started so that you didn't have to watch me wipe that glass down. Now, I am using the same font. Oh, gosh, I've got this faux snow everywhere. It gets everywhere, doesn't it? I'm going to have to vacuum. Okay, I am using the same font as before. However, I did cut this out this morning, so I'm hoping that I don't have the same problems as I did before. Now, keeping in mind though, because this is a smaller blank, actually, yeah, because it is a smaller blank, it may still be fiddly because the writing will be quite small. So okay, I'm actually even thinking, lovelies, that I might be due to change my blade on my Cricut Joy, because I have had that blade on it since I've had it, and gosh, let me think, it'd be coming up to 2 years, to be quite honest. And I actually think it has served me well, but I'm thinking maybe I need to change my blade. If you have a Cricut at home, how often do you change your blades, or do you just sort of, like, I know it all depends on how often you use it, but I really do put mine to the test, because I even cut, like, I've cut faux leather on my little Joy. So I definitely put my Cricut Joy to the test, and to be quite honest, it has done a lot of work over the years. So maybe I think I might be due to pop in a new blade, which I do have one in my drawer. So maybe I might do that actually. I might do that before I craft with her again. Give her a new blade. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's not, that R is not cut well. Okay, lovelies, next day. It's the next day. I ended up having to recut out the Merry Christmas because it just, my goodness, as you saw in the last video, it was just not working. And I did think at the time that it was my blade. So what I did was I went to replace it. However, when I went to open up a new blade, take it out of the box, I went to look at the actual blade that was in the blade holder, and I pushed the blade out. Let me show you what I mean. When I went to push the blade out, just to have a look at it, I noticed that it had material on it, which, not as in like material that you wear, but do you know what I mean? Like cardstock and vinyl and things like that. So I cleaned it off instead, which I have done in the past, and I can't believe that that didn't come to my mind. I just automatically thought, oh, I need to replace it. So this is a really good reminder to actually just clean your blade off. And all I did was I used a wet wipe and gently just cleaned it off, okay? So, and then when I recut the words, it cut it so much better. So it's not that I needed a new blade, I just needed to clean it off. So don't forget to do that. I can't believe I forgot that. I have had this happen before and I've cleaned my blade. I think I thought, well, I've had it for 2 years now, maybe I just need to replace it. So don't always think that's the case, lovelies. You don't always need to replace your blade. Sometimes you just need to give it a good clean. Anyway, so I weeded this out yesterday and we're back today to pop it on our little shadow box holder for my friend. Now, the reason I am making her, I don't know whether I explained this yesterday, I think I started to, is she's got a pesky cat and her little cat likes to jump into the tree. So, and every day she sort of has to wake up and redo it. And so she just gave up on the tree, unfortunately, poor thing. So she's still got her Christmas decorations up high, like the lights and things like that. And she's still got a few Christmas decorations, but I know that she's a big Christmas girly, which I love. And also I know that she was really disappointed about the tree. So I wanted to make her something that was solid, that I don't think the cat's really going to run into this. I just don't think the cat's going to look at that and think that's a nice soft place to fall. Whereas I think, and this is coming from someone who's never owned a cat or lived with a cat, I'm assuming they don't jump at things that look hard. So I'm really hoping this just adds a bit of joy to her house for Christmas. It's just, look, it's only a little thing, but I just wanted to add a little bit of shine, you know, like how I was talking about the other day, how I love my vinyl with a little bit of shimmer. Oh, meanwhile, lovelies, today, when you're seeing this, you'll be seeing this not long. Today's Tuesday and you'll be seeing this on Saturday. Okay, when you see this on Saturday, the Black Friday sales are up for Amazon and I did buy, I remember I said yesterday, lovelies, I don't know if they do a pink with a shimmer. Well, I found a pack where they do and it is on sale big time. Now I'll link it below because I was like, oh my goodness, because last night I had a look and I thought, do they have a pink shimmer? And they do. It's in a pack where it's all shimmer, all different colors, from black, gold, silver, blue, purple, pink, oh my goodness, red, which obviously that's fine, I've got red, but you know, I can always do with some more. I did order more of this anyway, because I've been through so much, lovelies, trying to get these last bits together that I needed more for my Cricut Joy. So anyway, I've ordered the bigger squares through Amazon, and that you can still cut that down to size and use it through your Joy, or you can use it on your Explorer or your Maker. And I have a Maker 3. So I will either use it on my Maker 3 if it's a big design, or I'll cut it down and use it on my Joy, because you know I love my Joy. My goodness. Oh, look. Yes. Okay. Let's just hope. I think it's straight. I'm hoping and I'm thinking it looks straight. Okay. Let's just see how we go here. Gently pulling it back just to make sure I'm not gonna, yeah, that's good. So the vinyl's laying down really nicely because it's on that glass. Oh, and the shimmer shine. You've gotta love it. And just pulling that off really gently. There we go. Okay. Let's just, look, I think it's slightly crooked, but it's not too bad. So I am happy with that. And I hope she loves it. Oh, lovely. I hope she loves it because it does look really good. And I love that we've got that little bit of that fake snow in there. Yeah, I think it's just me being a perfectionist, thinking it's slightly, ever so slightly crooked, but that's just me with my perfectionism, and I've got to stop that. Okay, lovely. So this is what we've made. I'm not going to say today, in the last 2 days. This is what we've made. My beautiful Christmas sign on my lovely wooden blank. So remember, I painted that 3 times with my white matte chalk paint just to give it that extra pop with the white. I applied the background and the words with my Cricut vinyl permanent shimmer in red. And then we made the lovely box for my friend, which is hopefully cat proof is the phrase I'm thinking of, cat proof. So I hope she really likes that. Let me know what your favorite piece is, and if you're going to try and recreate something like this. If you haven't seen my previous video where I did some other Christmas decor, I'll link it below, but I'll show you the pieces I made. So I made this Christmas tree. Okay, so this was another Christmas blank that I got from my local craft shop called Spotlight, and I decorated it as well. I did this, I did 2 coats of the white chalk paint on that one, and then decorated it with a gold shimmer. And then last but not least, I made a little ball for our dog Teddy because he missed out last year. So if you'd like to see how I made those crafts, I will link it below. If there is anything there, lovelies, that you'd like to recreate, don't forget to jump on and see if Amazon have it on special. I did notice that a lot of things weren't on sale with their Black Friday. I like books, and the books really weren't on sale. So, however, there was definitely some Cricut items on sale, which I grabbed. And when they arrive, I will make sure I include it in my next video so you can see what I'm getting, because I can't wait to get the pink shimmer, as I like pink. I can't wait to get that, because I think I might do something for my room, like a sign or something with that. I think that'd be really cool. Anyway, okay, lovelies, thank you so much for joining me today. If you did have a great time, please don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps my channel, and I'm a new channel, so I'd love it if you could help me as much as you could. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button, and I will see you soon. Bye.